The Jacksonville Jaguars 2025 season ends with a 27-24 loss to the Buffalo Bills. I'll tell you how it happened and what they have to do moving forward.
You are Locked On Jaguars, your daily Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is, in fact, your team every day here on Locked On Jaguars. We thank you for making us your first listen and joining us here on the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network. We thank y'all for joining us, making us your first listen. It is your team every day. All right, it wasn't the Jaguars day-to-day like I thought it was going to be. They lose a very close game to the Buffalo Bills, 27-24. We're going to go through all of that. I'll talk about what went wrong. In the second half of the show, we'll discuss a little bit of a look ahead. We'll probably decompress a little bit and give everybody a chance to kind of get over everything and then discuss during the week the things that we want to see them do moving forward. But too slow of a start. One of the things that I did mention this week, and I say a lot of stuff, but one of the things I did mention this week was you can't come out flat, can't have a slow start. And that's exactly what they did. All of the talking points going into this week was you need to stop the run, or was the Jaguars' run defense really that? Or was it really like all that? Yeah, it was. They did that. They did not allow James Cook to get loose on them. And so some of those questions were answered. But then there were other things that we had discussed, and we had talked about them all year long. What did I say about the Houston game when they played Houston? I said the Jaguars cannot consistently cross midfield and not come away with points. And they did it today. They did it in the first half, where they're going to be minimum possessions. Possessions are going to be at a premium because both of these teams like to control the ball, and both of them play the type of defense that is pretty much bend but don't break. Therefore, you will see a lot of long drives. We talked about all of those things. But the bottom line is what this comes down to is Josh Allen was the best player on the field. 28 for 35, 273, and converted all of those 4th and 1s and those little plays. They didn't need to run the ball because what they did was complete a whole bunch of short passes that turned into 3 and 4 yard gains. They have a bunch of receivers, even though they may not have an alpha receiver that gets down the field, Buffalo. What they do have, they have a bunch of people that know how to miss tackles, make you miss tackles, and they can play in short spaces. Those are the things that happened today to this team. Now, I know what everybody wants me to jump on, Coach Cohen, and I'm going to say it wasn't his greatest day in my opinion, but I do know his why, because I heard him say it in the post game, and I kind of knew it from watching him and the way that he's kind of yoked all season long and the way that he's built. We sat here for the last month and a half talking about how Trevor Lawrence, we would not take a quarterback in the NFL above Trevor Lawrence. He put the ball in Trevor's hand, and he just wasn't ready. You saw the guy on the other side, number 17, you saw him ready. When he scrambled, he got to the first down marker, and then if he didn't, he would get it on the very next play on a 1 yard play. Early in the game, when you're going for it, you got to stay on your feet. Trevor went down. The virtual referee or whatever it was gave the Jaguars the first down, and he didn't make it. It went back. He didn't make it, and that turned the ball over. They're inside the 20-yard line. You got to come away with points. Right before the half, they get penalties and a 10-second runoff. They use up all of their timeouts, but they complete a big pass to Parker Washington, who was absolutely fabulous today. And then they missed a 52-yard field goal. Cam doesn't miss field goals. That's an advantage that the Jaguars had, and you don't really have that type of advantage over Buffalo because their kicker can kick it a mile too. So it was actually a disadvantage. You don't go for it, and then you miss one going into the half that would have made it a 10-10 game. And I was talking to people in the press box, and I said, they literally are down 10-7, and they have played the worst game I've seen them play since Houston. Then they come out in the second half, and they light it up. They play. They move downfield. They answer the call on multiple occasions. Every time they got the lead, they lose the lead, they go get it back with good play from Trevor and Travis Etienne and some impressive runs by both Etienne and Bashal Tootin. And then Parker Washington was lights out. Here's what went wrong. Here's what went wrong. Every single thing that we have talked about that was going bad before, it happened. I wonder if there was going to be a game where we really missed Jourdan Lewis and Travis Hunter. And it was one. Because you did not see guys on the back end defensively acting instinctively. And then when they did, they had their eyes caught in the backfield. And I don't know what Greg Newsome was thinking about, leaving the dude wide open for 34 yards. There was about a handful of plays in this game where you can look and go, well, that was the difference. Some people say Liam should have run the ball more. I think he feels like he should have run the ball more. But I think what he did was go with his gut. And I'm going to tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with going with his gut when they have built a game plan up all week. And I know you have some flex in your game plans. They built this game plan up all week. They've been talking all week about Buffalo's tendencies and what they want to do. Therefore, I think they were trying to beat the Bills through the air and to make big plays. I believe they felt they could make big plays and Buffalo couldn't. So if you make chunk plays and then once you do that, open it up to the run and you come back, then you'll play the game that way and take a chance on it. And I think it was a brilliant plan. I do think they should have run it a little bit more because I think they were wearing the Bills out. But this is what happens when you don't score early and you know you're going to have to get to 27 or something like that. You know you got to get these points. So you throw, they say you throw to score and run to win, right? I think when things got bogged down into the red zone a couple of times and it was really, really hard for him in the first half, and I will say this, while it was not his fault, and I will say this loud. You see Josh Allen put that ball in people's chest? There were a number of occasions where I sat in the box, and this ain't hindsight, where I sat up to that box. Do you remember the play in the red zone when they were going towards the north end zone and he threw a pass to Brenton Strange that Tre'Davious White jumped and he almost got it? And Brenton had to reach out here for it instead of it being put in his chest. You know, that last interception was up here, still should have been caught, but it wasn't here. Go back and look at all of those 3rd and 4s and 3rd and 5s when Josh Allen was putting the ball on these guys' chest. The early interception, have no idea why he threw that pass. And like I say, Trevor isn't the reason that they lost. He actually played really, really well in the second half. But it's those little things that came back to bite them again today. The Trevor Lawrence experience showed up again in spots. Now, he didn't last, but see, this is the playoffs, man. You don't get do-overs like that. You just don't. I'm going to tell you what we can do looking ahead because we got the squad show coming up at 6:30 with Mia O'Brien and Marquise Ogden. And we got a whole bunch of stuff to start discussing in the offseason. But what I will do is give you a little bit of a sneak peek into some things that I think the Jaguars need to do to improve and why there is blue sky. We'll talk about it in just a second here on Locked On Jaguars. All right, man. Today's show is sponsored, brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. The holiday season is one of the best times for sports, bowl games, big basketball matchups, and playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while we're all making choices every day, one of the most fun places to make the right call is Prize Picks. Prize Picks is easiest. It's the easiest way to get in on daily fantasy. Just pick more or less on at least 2-player projections, lock in your lineup, and you're in the game. It's simple, fast, and available in 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Prize Picks has added an extra layer of excitement for the holidays for the sports schedule, so make sure you tap in and holler at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And while I wish I was happy about today's game, while I was right about today's game, you can be right over at Robinhood, man, when you're trying to make sure that you are saving your money. Robinhood prediction markets. Look, what if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. I was wrong about this game today, but Robinhood is never wrong. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell positions live all game long and use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets changes the game. It's people moving the action. So when momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but I never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. You're no longer just a spectator. Play by play, you decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app now to begin. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. And today's show sponsored and brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. It is not too late to get in on the action. There are games all weekend. 2 more today and 1 more on tomorrow. And FanDuel wild card round is wide open for you to get in on every game of the NFL playoffs. FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. Right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. Each game day, you'll see a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts so you can apply to the bets you like most. You make your picks, then apply your profit boost to go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. All right, so I'm going to just let you know, man, I'm not really upset with Liam Cohen and his game plan. I know there's a coulda, woulda, shoulda here, but I think in the heat of the moment, the dude says, okay, over the last, he's been a witness to what Trevor Lawrence has been able to do over the last 9-10 weeks. And he just said, you know what, I'm gonna ride with him and go home with it. It's the same thing that the Buffalo Bills did. The difference is they got a guy who's used to being there. And Trevor was just a little bit off today and came up a little bit short. I don't mind the coach riding with him. I do mind all of these coaches, and particularly the newer, younger coaches, not taking points when you got them in the playoffs, especially early. I know you want to make a statement, and I know you want to get after people, but we have just seen a litany of games all season long, but those games during the regular season, that's one thing. The games during the playoffs are another thing. You can't go down there and not score points. They didn't get points one time, and Buffalo took the ball over 90 yards and went for a touchdown, and it was demoralizing that they were able to go bip, 12, 13 plays, go down the field and just cherry pick you. And then you got the missed tackle on Keon Coleman. And then you had another one where Shakir got the ball and there was a missed tackle. It was third and 7 or 3rd and 9, and you got him right in your crosshairs, and he shakes you and he misses the tackle. They missed Jourdan Lewis. They missed Travis Hunter. They missed people who were instinctive folks on the back end to help this defense. They absolutely did. So moving forward for Jacksonville, here's what I think they're going to have to do in order to get beyond where they are right now. First of all, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the city. I'm happy where they are as an organization. I have the utmost confidence in them and Trevor Lawrence, all of them. Some of this stuff y'all might not agree with, and that's fine. That's fine. Shout out to the Bills fans that's trolling me. Look, man, go ahead, give it to me. I was a barber for 34 years, dog. You can't talk smack and throw me off my square. That's just not gonna happen. It's a part of it. It's a part of fandom, and I'm glad y'all hanging in there and paying attention to what I gotta say, because you heard me all week, and now you're ready to peacock on me, and that's fine. Go ahead and do your thing. If you win, you can talk all you want, and I can't shut you up because the season is over. And good luck to you next week moving forward. But the Jaguars still need work on their offensive line. They got everything out of those guys this year, but it's not enough. They got to get better, healthier, and they got to do whatever they can to keep Walker Little from being on the field. All right, that's one thing. The other thing is Trevor needs to keep working and keep getting better and keep building on the success that he had, so when he gets into these big games, he's not, quote unquote, wide-eyed, sort of. And he can play the way he saw the other guy play today, where you don't have to do everything, but when your number's called, just do exactly what you're supposed to do and put the ball where it's supposed to be. All right. There's too many times these games, especially in playoff atmospheres, where you see a guy, man, he'll almost make the right throw. The dudes that win championships make the right throw and put the ball in a position where guys can catch it. As much as I like Travis Etienne, yes, I do want him back. And as much as I like Bashal Tootin, I'm going to tell you right now, I want them to get either a big, physical, strong running back or somebody that has a real good contact balance. Because there are times when there were plays to be made, and it seemed like both of those dudes are too easy to tackle. And sometimes Tootin looks like he runs into a defender instead of cutting back. They got to figure out what's going on with Brian Thomas Jr. 2 catches isn't good enough for him. He got out to a good start. He caught a touchdown. But it seems like Buffalo was hell-bent on stopping Jacoby Myers, number 3. The in cuts and all of those plays where he usually gets off, it just was not there today. They just got to get a little bit more of a physical identity, is what they want to do. On defense, they got to get Travis back. I would prefer that he plays more defense than offense. Get Jourdan Lewis back. Get Caleb Ransaw back. Get a little bit more sticky on the back end. I don't know if they're going to bring back Greg Newsome or not. I don't know what he was thinking about on that last drive when he let a dude get behind him and had his eyes in the backfield. The last people that need help are the people up there stopping the run. So I don't know what it was that he was looking at. And then the play for Dalton Kincaid, I don't know if it was him or if it was Devin Lloyd, but you check him and then you leave him alone and then they complete the pass for a touchdown. They got to look to be more instinctive on the back end and allow their natural ability to play football. Tell them, okay, you know you're supposed to be one place, but you see him running over there, you got to stick to that dude a little bit more. And see, that's what Travis does. Travis Hunter jumps all of that stuff. And if you lay a ball out there, that's a mistake. He's going to go get it. He's going to turn into a wide receiver. All right. Defensively up front, they need a dominant 3 technique. They need a young player. It ain't going to be Mason Smith, I don't believe. And I think Armstead is older. I don't know if they're going to find him in the draft. I don't know if they're going to spend more money. They need a nasty player. And I can sit here and start naming 3 techniques that don't, you can sit here and talk about Jalen Carter and Aaron Donald and all those dudes don't grow on trees, man. But it is something I believe that is going to have to be addressed where they get more pressure in the middle. I think Devon Hamilton is perfect for what they do. I'm talking about a pass rushing, nasty people eater at 3 technique to help out those ends. And then all in all, man, what they just got to do, man, is just get a little bit better, be a little bit more improved, and they'll be fine. So it's hard to talk about a team that wins 13 games and thinking, okay, they got to do all of this stuff. But I just kind of mentioned some things on the short list. We'll start getting into it, start looking towards the future. Probably more of a reflective show Monday about this magical season that they've been on. But then we'll just start talking about things that we think need to change and some things that are going to be available to them when it comes time to change it. Don't forget, squad show's coming up here real soon. We're going to be live with me, O'Brien, and Marquise Ogden I feel bad for you guys, man. I've been trying to hype it up all week. I did get to the press box. My man Demetrius Harvey and Mike DeRocco can say, they can tell you. When I got there, I didn't feel as good about my prediction, but I said, I got to stick with it. I can't go back. I thought they would win a close game. But then when you start seeing them miss field goals and start doing things that are uncharacteristic of how they played over the last 2.5 months, I was like, okay, if they get it, same Jaguars who are going to be able to come back and hold it off. I just didn't like the fact that 7 teams going to have the ball last. And then when the Jaguars got the ball back, I still thought they were going to go down and tie the game up. But there you go. Another high pass gets tipped and they don't get it. All right, I'll be with y'all tomorrow on Locked On Jaguars, man. You guys make sure you check us out. Make it your team every day like it always is. Magical season for the Jaguars, but it came to an end today as they lose 27-24 to Buffalo. And Buffalo now will wait to see who they play. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Locked On Jaguars. You guys take care.